Alright, we are live. I am trying to fix some stuff here because I just picked up this cast. And I need to mute my logos until I can get them fixed. Alright, that part's good. We're gonna look at this really quick. Not working for me proper. That's okay. And I need to go here. I need to go to... Gotta fix my stream title. Ah! Alright, well, the stream title is now updated, I believe. Welcome. I am live. We are ready to go. Okay. Alright, welcome everybody out. My name is Valcomer. I am here casting you this NGS Division D West between Fountain Snipers, the number 1 seed, and Creepy Crawly Spiders, the number 4 seed. As we go, I'm going to try to fix some of my broadcast stuff, and as we're starting into the draft here, one, I'm going to trim some of this back because I don't need to be that off center or that big. And two, so those of you who may not be familiar, anytime I am broadcasting, I have on at least the shirt and tie, but most of the time, I also have the suit jacket, which I realize is a bit odd. But I feel like when I'm wearing the suit jacket, I'm giving the teams my full let's go. Okay, so you are welcome, Rusty5432. Fountain Snipers is the number 1 seed in D West. Creepy Crawly Spiders is the number 4 seed. I did look up their previous match, and that had Fountain Snipers taking the 2-0. Creepy Crawly Spiders did win their previous set against Cheese Counter Skill, also a CCS team, in the quarterfinal round that we were in. That result was a 2-1 victory for Creepy Crawly Spiders. Fountain Snipers faced number 8 Cosmos and also had a 2-1 victory. Coming back to our bands here for a moment, you can see we knocked out first off the Anduin, followed by the Junkrat. Next was the Dehaka, and the final ban for the first row there is Diablo. Lompico picking up the Stukov, Primary Meteo picking up the Leoric, and Osprey, who is now on a Nubarak as a tank player. I was looking up a few stats this season. I haven't been able to look up all of it because, frankly, I was working. Secondly, I was sick. And thirdly, I was playing Warcraft Rumble in my free time when I could have been spent scouting these teams. For those of you in the US, Warcraft Rumble is live. This isn't a Blizzard-sponsored stream, but go check it out anyway. Play it for free, because you can. All right, Johanna making it all the way to the 3rd pick phase. Arco picking up Johanna, Silver Jackal on the Falstad. Now, if I recall, Silver Jackal tends to play more of a mage type. So I will be interested to see if perhaps we're going to see a Q build. Falstad is very powerful here on Cursed Hollow, being a global, having boss control mechanics with Mighty Gust, and just being able to arrive to turn a fight into a 4v3 for your favor, for example, over the objective, can be a big deal. So far no globals on the side of Creepy Crawly Spiders, and so thus far, the draft is still young, but thus far, I'm in favor of Fountain Snipers. In my little bit of scouting that I did see that when Osprey is with Creepy Crawly Spiders in the regular season, they had a 92% win rate with Osprey. Now, Os is one of my best friends. He's a wonderful person. I don't know that it's that he's this magic glue, but they do seem to have a higher level of synergy and thus competitiveness when Osprey is there, versus any other 5-stack that they've had. So in the previous meeting between Fountain Snipers and Creepy Crawly Spiders, Osprey was not there. Fountain Snipers did win that 2-0 and keeping their position as the top seed in the division. So Kerrigan, super spicy. I'm excited for the Kerrigan, plain and simple. Gib on a signature hero for him with Sylvanas, Auxilium on a signature hero for her on Orphea, Cordona bringing in the Rhaegar, and the final pick for Mosley was Ragnaros. So triple frontline, quadruple frontline really if you think about it with Stukov for the side of Fountain Snipers, and a triple frontline since Rhaegar can be the front line also for the side of Creepy Crawly Spiders. I feel like there's a high burden of execution on the Kerrigan. I'm excited for it. I think that's going to be great. But I don't know. I've not watched these two teams. I've played against both of these teams. My home division is not D West. Let's see. Man, I'm not getting any of that to work. And I'm still showing old logos. All right, we're coming over here. We got to turn off some logos until I can fix them. Oh, that's not working right. I got to go to the template and turn off some logos. All right, you're all seeing a black screen for a moment because Valk is not so good at the whole overlay thing. If there's one thing I would say that is my weakness as a broadcaster, it's the mechanical side of it. I got to work on my overlays and my camera control, things like that. All right, audio input seems pretty good for me. The game looks a little light. Everybody please feel free to let me know. All right, so on the side of Fountain Snipers, we have Mosley on the Ragnaros, Silver Jackal on the Falstad, Arco on the Johanna, Atomic Onion on the Kerrigan, and Lampico on the Stukov. Over here, primary Meteo for Creepy Crawly Spiders on the Leoric. Down south here, we have Gib on the Sylvanas, Osprey on the Anubarak, Cordona on the Rhaegar, and Auxilium on the Orphea. The bottom cheese has not been sniffed out. There is no Artanis yet at this point, Hoku. I would be interested to see if that happens. We do see the 4-man rotation coming down. Falstad being the first there. Let's look at some talents. Falstad is Hammerang build. So I would love to say, Hemo Santiago, that this was my overlay pack that did all of that, but this comes from Spazzo. This is the Spazzo Observer kit. And probably actually a little bit older one, but you will be able to see things such as cooldowns on abilities and even secondary abilities for like Johanna's trait. CCS putting more pressure into this bottom lane, getting a little bit of chip damage on that cannon tower. Fountain Snipers opting for the hard camp first. They do have the right here is where our tribute's going to be, so they're planning to cap this top one to have it push opposite the objective. Cordona picking up a camp by himself, able to do that as Rhaegar. Auxilium, sorry. In our Discord, she's cat/ox. Picking up the mid wave. We now see Ragnaros hiding in a bush, as offlaners very much do, particularly in the old days. A lot of damage out onto the Syl, but the big dive from the Anubarak, lots of damage going on to Mosley here. I don't know that he gets out. He did try to get the Syl, but at just over 100 health, Gib does walk away. That is first blood. Silverbell, thank you for the raid. Here we are. We're seeing CCS clear here. I like the camp here, but I would have liked to have been held just a moment longer. I would have loved to have seen it be capped somewhere around that 240 range. But right now, from a macro perspective, Fountain Snipers is doing a great job. That one pick, unfortunate for Fountain Snipers, but they're super close on experience. You can see here with our experience bar loaded up there, both teams incredibly close, within 150 experience of each other, which is just not much. You can see a little bit of minion experience favoring the side of Fountain Snipers, the kill experience, of course, going over to CCS. Back over to our talents. Nothing terribly shocking, in my opinion, on 4s. Under King is something that goes with a bit more of an aggressive Anubarak, so we'll see if that comes into play with the Beetle build as the pick at level 1. So Fountain Snipers is in position for this objective. CCS setting up for a nice push here and pulling Fountain Snipers away from the objective. So this kind of seems like it'll be free for CCS. Fountain Snipers deciding to instead go for that defense. Ooh, lots of damage out onto Mosley. He's got to be low. And Auxilium able to cap before Fountain Snipers had Silver Jackal show up. So I like the play of deciding not to let that camp go wild. You can certainly sacrifice a single tribute. Mosley being very cautious here, and for good reason. Arco keeping a little bit of vision on that CCS team so that Mosley's able to stay alive. Ooh, Lampico cut off. Can't make that rotation anymore. Osprey in the bush. Good silence puddle coming out there. Letting him know, not in my house. But so much macro pressure down here in the bottom lane from CCS. Top lane, we do see Silver Jackal not able to do a lot of stacking when there's only one hero, but late game that will still add up. Gate and bottom cannon tower did fall from a combination of the pressure and the siege giants. Mid lane slightly in favor of CCS. We're going to look through what my buttons do. There's our damage right there. Thank you, Spazzo Kid. Oh, good secondary stun. If I'm Mosley, I'm a little bit frustrated. Not necessarily at my team, not necessarily at myself, but just the unfortunate combination of everything. Cordona getting low, Arco also getting low. Arco does go down, Cordona barely sneaks away. And CCS just going in here. Oh, big stun for Kerrigan, and the silence puddle almost got the follow-up there, but they are able to drive CCS away, not letting them get too much on this bottom fort. Primary Meteo with the Lorik able to quick cap that, so now CCS is slightly ahead to 10s and has 2 tributes in their favor. I still think there's a lot of potential for Fountain Snipers here to catch up to 10s, and really we now have 30 seconds till announcement. That just appeared on the minimap, so in less than a minute, folks, we will have that next one. I really like this call by Fountain Snipers, trying to get the boss. CCS deciding to trade for it. About halfway here, down here, I can't see, a little over halfway, so CCS started after, but they have 5 people, so it's going to finish up extremely evenly. Ragnaros by Mosley up here trying to get that camp, which will help de-push the boss a little bit. But this tribute spawning, definitely CCS favored. They already have 2, they're in position, they got 10 slightly ahead. And CCS looks like they are opting rather to siege than take this 10v10 fight. Ragnaros possibly going Molten Core, we don't know. There he goes. With the Molten Core committed, the Molten Core cannot reach. You can see the blue dots here going, oh, you can't see my mouse. The blue dots on the screen there are the edge of Ragnaros' Molten Core. But that's going to give CCS the ability to ward this off pretty well. I don't know that that boss gets a whole lot more top, and the boss bottom is going a little bit free, but with none of their minions staying up. Oh, Entomb, Gust, Silence Puddle, trading front lines, Kerrigan for the Anubarak. Big lava wave coming through. CCS does not want to eat that, but they took so much damage there. This is turning into a rough fight with no tank, and I missed the Blessed Shield too. Alright, so a whole slew of ults goes out. No Cocoon, but Osprey is back. Lots of wave pressure in mid, with the minions, of course, being 1 health during a trib, or during a curse. So, CCS already in the top lane saying we're just going to take this fort, take what we can get. It was really early curse. Not necessarily something we're going to get a ton of value out from, but it could pay dividends. All right, well, we've got a little bit of a lull in the action. Let me just say thanks, everybody, for being here today, supporting this D West action. I know my cast was a little late and not very well announced, but I made it home and I was able to get the kids in bed and ask for 10 minutes from these teams, which they were nice enough to give me, so we're here. But we appreciate you being here and supporting these teams, supporting NGS. I'm happy to be here myself. While the action is a little slow, I'm going to get a drink of water. Big invasion coming in. A 5-man rotate. Blessed Shield on the Anubarak. He does get stunned and silenced. The crushing, nope, not crushing jaws. The Eternal Feast tried to dissuade the enemy team, but Anubarak has died. And that is now bringing both kills for Fountain Snipers are the Anubarak by Osprey. Auxilium trying to clear this camp here. Orphea not necessarily known for her camp clear. She does decently against waves, but they tend to have less hit points on them, their waves. We do have all 3 forts down now after the first curse. I was not necessarily thinking that was going to happen, but given the spread out pressure, CCS was able to pull that off. Lava Wave going top, cleaning up the experience there. In the forthcoming patch, Lava Wave is going to be nerfed. They actually used Lava Wave as an example, I believe, in the Experience Globes cinematic, if you will. But they have removed that ability for Experience Globes to be suctioned up by the Lava Wave unless the Lava Wave kills the minions. So the Wii Globes, like this one here expiring outside that cannon tower, would not be picked up. Won't be a huge experience nerf to Ragnaros, but it will be some. Ooh, Arco comes charging in there. Alright. So camp stalls out here in the mid lane. CCS playing very careful. They felt they were outnumbered, which was true, they were. Primary Medio up here clearing. Now the Yorick is paralyzing range, not Neo Peasant, so it's actually a difficult spot for him. Fountain Snipers, if you watch this replay, you are currently giving vision. The Tribute gives vision before it's there, so this hidden spot is not actually hidden. But CCS giving the Tribute, Fountain Sniper is able to quickly pick that up. Gib seeing, oh, I thought he was going to see what siege he could get done, but staying relatively safe. Atomic Onion is now up to 49 on the quest there. 75 caps it out, and then Ravage gets additional damage. I feel like CCS is dangling Gib as bait. Fountain Snipers ahead to 16. They're not necessarily looking to fight here. They're ahead on tributes. They're ahead on experience. They are behind on forts, but you know, a single team fight could bring them right back into this game. Ooh, Osprey. If more of Fountain Snipers was there and ready, Osprey might have been the 3rd death for creepy crawly spiders there. Ooh, big Entomb, Eternal Feast, big stun from the Anubarak. We do see Leoric traded out for Kerrigan. That's a win for our red team because Leoric gets to respawn faster. Already seeing some of that cheat death from the Drain Hope going. Ooh, Blessed Shield goes out. It does not connect. Big silence puddle. Scary there. We do see the Cocoon onto the Falstad. Ancestral went out. I missed who it hit. Anubarak goes down. Ragnaros goes down. Stukov goes down. Orphea's next. Finally, we see the last 2 members of Fountain Snipers. What a team fight. I was not expecting the fight nor the result of the fight, so congratulations to CCS coming out just on top there. Oh ho ho. Jukes by the Sylvanas there. The Kerrigan ult coming out to stun and trying to catch her there. Sylvanas has not picked a level 16 according to my little talent thingamajobber here. But Gib is going to Hearth just in the middle lane. Thankfully no minions hit him and he's able to get away. Getting closer and closer. Atomic Onion is almost finishing on that. We're up to 61 stacks on the level 4 Ravager quest. CCS moving on to their boss. It looks like Fountain Snipers is calling the cavalry in. Let's go. I think CCS is going to have this one done before Fountain Snipers can get there. They are. Oh, silence. Osprey goes down. Leoric's very low too. Kerrigan goes down again. Leoric staying alive. The Johanna death seeming quite surprising to me. I missed that. I was focusing too much on the Leoric versus the Ragnaros, but Johanna was in too deep and got blasted there. So CCS takes the win on the team fight, 2 for 1, gets the boss that was already going and the second trip. So now CCS has evened up the experience somewhat. Those Wii Globes, now getting CCS ahead on the experience. Oh, nay. Still in favor for the side of Fountain Snipers. But the boss pushing away at the keep wall. Wow, Gib got mighty low. Ancestral healing to bring them back into the fight. And I apologize, I've had a bit of a cold today. I need to blow my nose. Alright. Excellent keep defense by the side of Fountain Snipers. I was having trouble talking and breathing there for a moment, so the nose clearing was necessary. Alright. I really feel like there's going to be a big fight down here. CCS deciding to go for their camp instead. Maybe we're waiting on a couple major cooldowns like Ancestral, which is a minute away. Wailing Arrow, which is now up. But this tribute in 15 seconds, we have even camp pressure on the map. Advantage for CCS as far as minion pressure, but advantage for Fountain Snipers. Ooh, the Entomb there by the Leoric just missing. Blessed Shield does connect, but it's so far out it's difficult for the members of Fountain Snipers to follow up on it. So Fountain Snipers is split around this wall. Oh, Osprey dives in, but it's a little bit short and a little bit too late, and he is down. Oh, excuse me. I think if you're CCS there, you don't have to take that fight. So, alright, do I have one of my moderators in the chat to ban that person? Otherwise, I can comment here. Alright. Ban by Wernkoski. Alright, 20s secured for the side of Fountain Snipers, slightly ahead of the team of CCS here. Boss is pushing in the bottom lane. This is a very critical moment. So do you let the tribute go because you're down a tank? The answer is yes for CCS. So they are moving bottom to clear up that boss. They are now cursed. I do believe they could survive the curse. I don't know that they could survive a lost team fight. So I think that there's some wisdom in backing off there. I like this call by Arco. Team, follow your tank, siege on the keep wall. So CCS now having minion siege hitting them in the other lanes. Ragnaros saying, hey, open up this fort and I can go into it, but a lava surge, second lava wave coming in. Mid fort is now down, so oh, Silence and Tomb just misses. Cocoon does not though. Kerrigan quickly opening up the Falstad there. We do have Wind Tunnel, just so everyone, if you Hadn't seen it yet. Oh, big stun. We see the wind tunnel coming out. Leoric trying to get out, not quite making it. Falstad super close. Does go down from the Wailing Arrow there. Kerrigan goes down as well to the Orphea. Big damage there. The keep does go down. Bottom keep also fell during the engagement. So CCS does have some cleanup to do, but killing both of the primary damage dealers does mean that they've got some breathing room. They are still up 2 to 3 on the curse count now, with the curse, or 2 of 3, because the curse for Fountain Snipers just expired. So we are in that post 20 realm, where right now it is really a single big team fight could be the end of the game. CCS is up numbers, but they still have to be careful because Fountain Snipers has that very deadly combo of Blessed Shield. Oh, big silence in Tomb. Dirty Bathtub hitting the Stukov. He is extremely low. Using that swipe, he's slowed again. I think Lompico's going down. There he is. Arco might be next. There he is. Mosley is able to skedaddle on out of there. Oh, sorry, having trouble breathing through the nose again. All right. So 5v3 for the side of CCS. What can they do with it here? I do think pushing into the Ragnaros is difficult. It looks like Creepy Crawly Spiders agrees, and they are going for the top boss. Bottom boss is just under 2 minutes away. I think you could go somewhat slow, and I was going to say have somebody clear. Looks like Sylvanas is that somebody. Alright, so as somebody who plays a fair amount of Anubarak, I think it's a bummer deal that even with the level 16 bumping the Beetle's health, they get one shot by the boss. I mean, come on. Can't they at least survive one stomp and then a punch? Alright, Fountain Snipers taking a camp, being a little bit cheeky. I think if you're CCS, you just have to clear. If Fountain Snipers goes up to clear top, then you cap the objective. But right now, you just need to clear the camps. Alright, you can now see 4 people in the top lane, 4 Fountain Snipers clearing that boss. It's really not going to get a whole lot done there, but Fountain Snipers is no longer in a position to be able to cap this objective. I think if you're CCS, you delay the objective for a fair amount of time, hoping that Falstad comes in for some sort of heroic, and then you kill him. But delaying the objective is not in the cards. We now have a 5v5, but the minion pressure is in favor of Fountain Snipers in the mid lane and the bottom lane, and now thanks to Lava Surge, it's going to be cleaned up in the top lane. We're seeing some sneaky bush shenaniganry here from Fountain Snipers. Osprey sniffs it out. Who knew that beetles had noses? Alright. Silence in Tomb is at the ready. Primary Meteo is looking for that engage. Oh, I thought it was happening right there. I think if you're CCS, you want to fight before this curse expires. Big Ancestral. Orphea is down. Kerrigan is back now out of the Chrysalis. I think if you're CCS, you just have to back up. Too many tools have been used, meaning all the heroics available. So not a lot of curse value there for CCS. Great defense on the part of Fountain Snipers. Orphea did go down in the mix there. And Fountain Snipers looking for their boss. I feel like CCS somewhat has to give it. I don't know that they have anything to do down there 4v5 with all of their ults burned. Fountain Snipers is about to have this boss claimed. Catching that mid camp does mean that mid is no longer a lane you have to worry about. Top is even pressure until the next Ragnaros wave goes. Oh, Osprey is really far forward. I like the dive away at least. Yeah, CCS just has to try to defend this at core with all their might. Orphea is back up. That Dirty Bathtub combo could win the team fight for them. They have to be very careful here. Ragnaros looking to potentially go into the keep. I think that is somewhat a given. Oh, the bathtub on the Ragnaros. The big mighty gust there making it so that Ragnaros was not dead. Ooh, big stun by the Kerrigan. Orphea goes down again. Primary Meteo using that Drain Hope to stay alive. Atomic Alien going in. Big Ancestral hits for the second time. The negative 75 armor is coming into play a little bit, but that boss is just wailing on this keep, or core. That does look like that is game one for the side of Fountain Snipers. Let's see if my controller will click for me. Hey, Fountain Snipers. Let's see, game summary. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't have the logos for these two teams saved quickly, so I can't really load them. All right. Fairly even on the kill count, 11 to 15 in favor of actually. Oh yeah, that's true. I was reading wrong for a second, but the red team, CCS, actually did get more kills throughout the game, Gib being the only undying. One could say Sylvanas is undead. I don't know. Character in the game. But Osprey, 6 deaths on the Anubarak. Tough one there. But the late game pressure from the side of Fountain Snipers proved to be too much. All right. We are going to go dark here for just a moment as I'm trying to find the logos for these two teams. So enjoy the talent screen for a moment. All right, save this. One could say something like, but Valk, didn't you download the logo pack for the season? And that someone would be smart, however, they would also be wrong in that, no, I did not do that. All right, let's see. Hoping that works. We're going to see. Alright, I don't have any pings yet, so we're going to keep trying to fix this. Why is this part not functioning? Nope, that didn't work. I did this at some point for other teams, and I got a PNG file instead. How did I do that? Oh, I've been invited to a lobby. Alright. Well, none of this screen is working for me because I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, this part is working, except the logos. The logos gotta go because they're wrong. And creepy crawly spider's name is so big, it makes it difficult for that spot. Yeah, that kind of looks right. Ready. All right, the teams are nearly ready, but what a game one. Well played by both sides. Fountain Snipers taking the victory in game one with just that late pressure and the kills that they were able to pull off. Really liked some of the Kerrigan engages. I think she was able to pull off quite a bit for Fountain Snipers, so good job, Atomic Alien. And then the Blessed Shield Silence combos were pretty tough also, so well done, Fountain Snipers. Our next map is Dragonshire. If I had a good way to show that to you, I would do it. But it seems that I got stuff set up too late. Cut it too close here, folks. So instead, you're stuck right here with me with a Discord link that I'm not actually sure is still correct for CCS here. Let's see. Oh, and I just did something. I'm breaking stuff. We're just going to delete the Discord link for now. Oh, it is Atomic Onion. Atomic Alien is a player out there in the Hotsverse, but it is not the same player. Sorry, Atomic Onion. All right. I do wear the suit and tie, or at least the shirt and tie, for the broadcast because I want the teams to feel like I'm giving it my all for them. All right, CCS has said they are ready. We are Atomic Alien Rusty is a female. All right, draft. We're going to draft. All right. While our draft is starting, I am going to see if I can figure out where. Ooh, I think I'm on the right track here. I'm trying to track down our logos. All right, Junkrat for the first ban. Junkrat being a great character here on Dragonshire. I mean, really, he's a dick, but he's a strong character, I should say. Maybe not a great character. Anduin being the first ban. All right. Yes, I trust this site from Raka. Just give me the logos. D-West. Nice, here we go. All right. Download that one. Download that one. Crawly being our third ban, also another great bottom lane hero on this map. And Johanna being the final ban. All right, we're going to go dark for just a second because I'm going to try to fix the logos. And we're back in the draft. All right, show me the logos. Bam. They're not really centered very well, but they're there now. We got team logos. All right, so Stukov now going to the side of creepy crawly spiders, and Tyrael Sylvanas picked up by Fountain Snipers. I'm always a fan of Tyrael. There's a lot of things you can do with Tyrael. Judgment can be quite a bit of fun. Anyone who's played Judgment Tyrael with me has heard me ramp up like a Super Saiyan as I charge in. There's also, of course, Sank, which is just the ultimate combo denier, and lots of fun there. So he can be a backline harasser with auto attack build. He can be a support tank with the support tank build. I don't know. On the side of creepy crawly spiders, we have Leoric and Varian picked up. We then see the Hanzo denial from Fountain Snipers. I've got to think that one's going against Cordona in the current draft. And our last ban is the Mephistopheles. So when they announced Tickle Mephisto, they were very clear at BlizzCon. I think it was during BlizzCon that they announced it, that it wasn't Tickle Me Mephisto, it was Tickle Mephisto, or Tickle Mephisto, as to avoid copyright infringement and trademarks and whatever other things. All right, so the Kira that was banned last game is now back in the hands of Silver Jackal. Lampico taking Karazim. One really tough thing about Karazim is, say for example, you're going 7-sided strike, and then Varian just decides to go shield wall. Varian can eat quite a bit of your 7-sided strike. Now, if you go Divine Palm, and Varian is going in to taunt someone, that does usually tell you this is the person I should Divine Palm. So, final pickups for the Assassins on Creepy Crawly Spiders. We have Falstad in the hands of Gib, and Tychus being Keyboard Warrior generaled by Cordona. Last pick of the game, Mosley. Who are you going to pick in that bruiser's position? If it's a bruiser at all. I mean, I think it's going to be a bruiser. It's Dahaka. I want to say that one is like D4H something like that. Maybe it's D3H4K4 Dahaka. I don't know. Something like that. All right, here's your draft. I don't know how to do the predictions, folks, so I apologize on that. When Ektar's here, he runs the predictions for me. But you could just type in chat here after I type predictions here. Boom. Now you can type, based on the draft, if you think it's going to be Fountain Snipers or Creepy Crawly Spiders. I'm going to shrink this a little bit, and then we're going to our in-game. Ooh, the logos feel like they fit better on the in-game one.
Combat.
I don't actually remember if I zoomed out last game or not, but we've got Atomic Onion on the Kira, Mosley on the Dahaka, Arco on the Tyrael, Lampico on the Karazim, Silver Jackal bringing up the rear as the Sylvanas. Over here on the side of CCS, we have Auxilium on the Stukov, Primary Medio on the Leoric, Osprey on the Varian, Gib on the Falstad, and Cordona on the Tychus. I would ask my co-caster here what they thought about the talents here at level 1, but there ain't no co-caster because I was so late to this. Alright, we do see support tank Tyrael started. We see the Lion's Maw for Varian. Ooh, Gib taking about half of his health pool there from the damage side of Fountain Snipers. So no shenanigans by either team, just a straight up, here we are in mid, both sides. I know it's been a while since the Fountain change happened, and so Fountain Snipers can't really live up to their name. Oh, that's true, I haven't claimed the match yet, Andrew. I could do that, but I was busy getting the logos instead.
Worthy to wield the Dragon Knight's power? Take control of the
Ooh, CCS without a proper tank yet is backing off here. Oh, do they get back on the point? They do. Now it's a 5v4, 5v5 to the Haka dug in. CCS just finally deciding that discretion works in their favor here, backed up. Well, I still liked that this was like the best map for fountain sniping because boom, boom, I would do that all the time against teams just to piss them off in competitive play or coordinated play, whatever you want to call it. Big silence puddle, so much damage onto Lampico. He does barely get out alive. Alters in favor of Fountain Snipers here. Sylvanas going up. Ooh. Sylvanas gets the channel.
Flame cleanses all.
I thought CCS had Atomic Alien. This Dragon Knight so early, right around the 2-minute mark, I think you're going to get mid-wall and really not much else. I don't like the full commitment of 5 players here because now you're giving up more bottom than I think you need to. Osprey already halfway through on his quest. The silence was a little late to result in a kill there, but lots of damage put out onto Arco anyway. Stalwart Angel, the pickup at 4. I usually take that one when I'm running Juice Pirates. Ooh, coming in here. Ooh, would have liked to have seen the Leoric using the Wraithwalk cleanse there. Ooh, big lick. Tychus is out. So CCS really hasn't been able to use their level 4 variant taunt window yet. So a little bit of experience advantage on the side of Fountain Snipers. No kills yet, but big disparity in minion soak. Fountain Snipers taking this camp pretty quick. Sylvanas and Karazim doing pretty good job, and Kara was there too. Not saying Atomic Onion did anything bad, but Kira's just not exactly a camp taker. Ooh, Leoric's got to watch out here. Five-man rotation top with the camp. CCS needs to just push bottom. They're not going to be able to get to top and mount any sort of a defense there. Dahaka digs bottom. One cannon tower down bottom. Both cannon towers down top. Sylvanas does make a very difficult scenario for defending against just so much minion pressure and wave pressure, and then from the black arrows shutting stuff down there for a bit. Dahaka falling in the bottom lane. Twist of fate here. CCS looks like they will get this fort too. Fountain Snipers moving to mid. I like the call. You're not going to save bot anymore, but you can potentially take the 5v4 if you're CCS here and you get here fast enough. Variant taunt onto the Kira. Kira getting silenced. That was a good dance by Atomic Onion, using Kira's trait to get out of there. So a little bit of damage here on the bottom keep wall. Nothing yet on the top keep wall with the Bridge of Death, but Fountain Sniper securing a second building. Experience is extremely even between the teams now, but CCS having the greater minion experience with a twist of fate from where we were a moment ago. Big taunt onto the... Oh, the Tyrael gets out. He even teleported further in there. So taunt will be back up here in 3 seconds. We'll see what ults are picked. We do see Judgment. I think this is Isolation. Yes, it is. We see the Mind Control and out it goes onto the Stukov. Stukov getting blasted. Both the Swipe and the Mighty Gust were there, but just a little too much damage had gone in there. And Fountain Snipers preparing for a second Dragon Knight cap. I think that Dragon Knight is the clear call, and you just go and take bottom, keep bottom fort with it, excuse me. Ooh. Divine Palm. Lampico baits out the damage. Heals up with the Divine Palm. Well done, Lampico there. We do see the Dragon Knight piloted by Atomic Onion coming down here to the bottom fort. Decides that they don't like that idea anymore. But when they walk away, Sylv is able to then push back in and siege some more. Ooh. Mind control, trying to keep the Sylv alive. She cannot get out. There is no Divine Palm available. Kira now getting a little bit of damage onto this mid-keep wall. Big punt onto the Leoric. She is now headed north, trying to run for cover. She does have both her trait and her whatever the spinny one is called here. But she does not get far enough, fast enough, and falls to the 5-man of CCS. CCS is here on the camp and say, hey, why not just take it? Osprey going for a drink back at the Hall of Storms, getting that mana bar refreshed. And Arco and Lampico down here picking up some soak, possibly able to push in, but I think they're going to be relatively careful here. Dahaka, Mosley, Silver Jackal, Sylvanas coming in on this camp here, top lane, trying to equalize the camp pressure there. Sorry, I'm getting a text message from someone in my BNI group. This stream isn't brought to you by BNI either, but you should look it up. If you are a small business owner or anybody in sales, you should be in BNI. Quick tap of the water fountain for myself. Varian trying to get the push, does get the silence onto the material. Ooh, big judgment in. We see the unrelenting strikes and just loads of damage going in. It quickly turns into a 5v4, and those 4 are now off the map waiting for their res back at the Hall of Storms. Dahaka able to dig in, and just a massive mind control judgment into unrelenting strikes. Fountain Snipers finishes the camp, quickly jumps onto the bottom fort, and it is gone. That camp is still pushing. Experience lead for the side of Fountain Snipers. You can see a lot of that is actually hero experience, some of it being mercenary experience, and then the passive experience is starting to add up as well. Tyrael has not died yet this game, which is impressive considering the amount of paper that he is made of is not very thick. Double kill with the Silence and Tomb. We do see the Falstad Flight. Ooh, the Gust does go in. Oh, I see. I missed that Kira was still there. The Gust on the Kira rather than the Slippery Tyrael. Kira does go down. Falstad coming back to clear this camp. CCS in force on the map. 3 members of Fountain Snipers are down. Varian finds himself a monster in the bush. And he is alive. CCS is able to cap top, but Fountain Snipers capping bottom. CCS needs to use this advantage, which is almost over this power play. Oh man. So isolation does hit the Falstad. That is a big cooldown, 60 seconds gone. Dahaka digs all the way top. That means dig is down. CCS needs to collapse mid and take this fight. We see the Entomb. We see the unrelenting strikes, the slap, and the gust. Tyrael does go down. CCS spreading a little bit like cockroaches there away from the blast. Oh, big lick. Auxilium walked right into it after Osprey had dodged it. So unfortunate there for CCS. Well played by Mosley picking up that counter kill. And CCS opting for their camp. Osprey going back, getting full health with no heals on the board. Primary Meteo has to be very careful here. Good unstoppable using that Wraith Walk. And Dahaka, Mosley is in position. Will Varian get the stop? He barely does. Oh my. Falstad does fly top to complete the channel there. That was incredibly narrow timing. Falstad's in trouble. He's getting judgment. Mind control on the Varian. Unrelenting strikes hits. Oh, big divine palm. Osprey goes down. Lompico is so close to dead. Auxilium gets out with sub 50 health. Atomic Onion very close. Cordona trying to fight off a Sylvanas. Now she did teleport in. Gib goes down. The split fight there favoring the members of Fountain Snipers, but the camp push favoring the side of CCS. Oh, Leoric is able to scare off the Sylvanas, so no cap for the side of Fountain Snipers, and we're going back to a more neutral board state for a moment as two members of Fountain Snipers retreat. That cannon tower is no longer on this sphere. Ooh, Dahaka digs top. I don't know that Leoric can truly get out of this, but he's certainly trying. Dahaka gets faster in bushes. Run! Oh, the tongue isn't long enough. I think Mosley gets the channel. Yes, he does. So the peeling judgment, not often the use of judgment, but well done there by Arco. I should have brought it back to the talents a long time ago. Swift Retribution and Smite the Wicked. Most people don't take Smite the Wicked. I'm a big fan of it. Silence Entomb goes out. We do see the, or it's not a Silence Entomb, but the Entomb does go out. Dragon Knight is falling down to just 4,000 health. Another punt away. That means the Dragon Knight gets to get away scot-free there. So a little bit of center keep damage there, but overall we're still in a fairly neutral map state. Ooh, the catapult up here finishing off a cannon tower and the gate. CCS is split. They need to be careful during this time. Fountain Snipers seeing the Leoric top takes the camp in the bottom. Smart plays there. CCS Auxilium is bringing the team over to take the top bruiser camp, and it looks like Fountain Snipers is content waiting for 20, getting camps on the left side of the map and trying to use this advantage that they have with the forts to get them to 20 a little bit faster. Excuse me. Oh, taunt on the Dahaka, silence on the Dahaka. Big cleanse from Lompico, very good. We do have the secret boss enabled by Fountain Snipers, but they are not pushing with it. They are waiting for 20s. They are getting this top camp. Tyrael warding in the bush. So the camp pressure in bottom will favor CCS, but in top will now favor Fountain Snipers. Fountain Snipers is 20, and we see Super Judgment. Yes! I'm a big fan of Super Judgment. Angel of Justice. Oh, Auxilium. Rough rotation there for the Stukov. They do go down from the Super Judgment. And with two members of CCS going down, Fountain Snipers has control of this map right now. Lots of damage going into Sylvanas with Silver Jackal. She is still able to keep the fort shut down. Lompico taking double keep shots here. So solid defense from CCS there. Cordona getting away top is nothing short of a miracle. Primary Medio working on those camps, and Dragon Knight claimed by Silver Jackal, and they are marching directly at this mid keep. I do think the mid keep is gone. I do not think this is game. You will have the last two members of CCS back up here in just a moment, ready for this fight. So there goes the mid keep. They are moving down to bottom keep. I think that's a smart decision here, considering the core space is just so tight on Dragonshire. big kick. Oh, the Silence Entomb does whiff. The Dragon Knight is down. The Sylvanas goes down. Unrelenting Strikes being so powerful at 20. The fact that they gave it a silence at 20, I think is mind-boggling. But the Divine Palm does not save the Kira. The Gust goes out to great effect. Fantastic defense by CCS there. Now, what can they do with this 40-second power play? They appear to be running at bottom keep. I think that is your best call here. I think that you're not going to get enough of it and to end, but if you can even up the map pressure by having that win condition, you get the keep and you back up and clean up lanes and wait for ults. But with 4 members dead, they look like they're going for it. They are. 20 seconds, this is going to be super close, but they are melting this. Look at this core health just fall. You can see the numbers there on the left of the screen. And CCS 70%, 60%. Big Judgment. The Silence Entomb stops at 30%, 20%. Mighty Gust, fantastic. All right, well, CCS proved me wrong. I didn't think they had enough time to do it, but I also counted the number of dead wrong. So well played by CCS. Let's see. This map was chosen. Dragonshire was chosen by Fountain Snipers, but won by Creepy Crawly Spiders. All right, game summary. Boom. So super even on kills again, 12 to 13. We know this series is at least going 4 games now. We still could see game 5. I am going to slide it over to the talents here for a moment and take a quick AFK. I'm going to take my headset off. So I apologize. None of you will be able to talk to me for a moment. I need to run to the little boy's room. All right, my friends, we are NGS. Let's see. Man, I need some better templates here, my friends. All right, Sky Temple, not something we see a whole lot of in NGS. Ektar, blessed person that he is, did run some analysis stuff for me this last week. So let's see. In Division D, Sky Temple is actually the second lowest pick map. Only Garden of Terror is below Sky Temple. But let's see, Sky Temple. And it looks like CCS chose this map. Not that my controller's working on the other side, but you know. See, all of this still showing. Don't know what's wrong. Even here, not showing there. And it's a best of 5 series, but it's not working for me. Ghetto Caster, Valk. Alright, so in a moment we will enter the draft phase. I suppose I will let them know that I am ready. Anybody just joining us, this is NGS Division D West. My name is Valkymer. We are here with Fountain Snipers, the number 1 seed on the left, and Creepy Crawly Spiders, the number 4 seed on the right. Both of them had a 2-1 win in their previous series in the quarterfinal round to get here. Fountain Snipers defeated number 8 Cosmos. Creepy Crawly Spiders defeated number 5 Cheese Counter Skill. And that is how we got here today. So far we have played Cursed Hollow, which was picked by which was picked by Creepy Crawly Spiders and won by Fountain Snipers. We then had Dragonshire, which was picked by Fountain Snipers and won by Creepy Crawly Spiders with a dramatic core call to end. We now are going to Sky Temple, which has been picked by Creepy Crawly Spiders, which means Fountain Snipers chose first pick, and in the previous game, Creepy Crawly Spiders chose first pick. I don't actually know who won the... Oh, no, I do know who won the coin flip, duh. Because we're in the playoffs, and that means the number 1 seed automatically wins the coin flip, which means in game 1, Fountain Snipers chose first pick. So far this has a 100% choice of first pick in this series. Sorry for the interruption there. A little bit of cough. Alright, so Anduin has again been banned out by the side of Fountain Snipers. They do not want to see Anduin over there. And a switch up with the bans, we now have Stukov will not be getting played for the first time this series, but he has had a 100% popularity rate similar to Anduin. Falstad being removed, who will be our final ban from Creepy Crawly Spiders against Fountain Snipers. Ooh, and while we're waiting, King Andrew reminded me here. I'm going to go on to the NGS site. I'm going to find this here cast, and I'm going to claim it. Alright, schedule. 1 caster, click, claim. Caster, 1 click, claim. I think I said that wrong the first time. Match updated. Alright, Mephisto again banned out, and Atomic Onion taking the Sylvanas, which leaves up the Johanna. Osprey locks her in. And who will we see for our second pick? There's still a lot of power picks out there, depending on what you like. And the answer is Leoric, once again in the hands of Primary Meteo. So a 100% pick rate so far for Sylvanas and Leoric. We've seen a high popularity for Anduin and Stukov. Falstad has been in all 3 games picked or banned also. I don't remember if Joe was banned in the second game, but Tyrael Sonya, so I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to see a Judgment Leap combo here. I may be wrong, but that's my suspicion. What do you guys think of the tie? So I did the red and burgundy silver stripe tie with the light gray suit. Tyrande taken out, so a damage dealing healer, if you will, not available. I think we're going to see the Orphea again from Auxilium, which would flex Cordona into the healer position. Juice Pirates is not ink, Hemo Santiago, but I would have loved to see that. I meant the necktie, Andrew. The necktie. Ooh, Gurman.
Oh, this is my jam.
And Lucio. So, I think they're going to take Blessed Shield, but I could... Oh, maybe it is Juice Pirates, but this is a weird Juice Pirates. Hemo Santiago with the crystal ball predicting the draft. This is a super weird Juice Pirates. Zeratul, Sonya, Morales, Tyrael, Sylvanas. I'm not saying you can't juice this way. It would just be a super weird juice. I'm a big proponent of the Juice Pirates. I'm all for teams doing that. But all right. So, a more traditional draft by the side of CCS. I'm not saying Sonya's bad for Juice Pirates. I'm just saying it's untraditional. All right. Boom. Webcam solo. As long as you don't hit the core for 2 with the VP, it's almost like 2 Sanks. Perhaps. All right, so we are loading in here. It will be interesting to see the... I'm all for different flavors of juice. I still think it's going to be a Judgment Leap combo. In-game, boom. We're going to zoom out. We're going to zoom out when we're in the right window. All right, Fountain Snipers starting off top. We see Mosley on the Sonya, Atomic Onion on the Sylvanas, Arco with the Tyrael, Lampico dancing back and forth, trying to make it more difficult for me to read, but that's the Morales. And Silver Jackal still in the core, stealthy as he is. That's the Zeratul. Over here on the right, we do have Primary Medio on the Leoric, Cordona on the Greyming, Auxilium on the Lucio, Gib on the Lunara, and Osprey on the Johanna. So 5-man commit for the side of Fountain Snipers into the top lane. CCS trying to sniff out the bottom cheese, but they have chosen the wrong lane. So this is going to be a Juice Pirates start for sure. They're not getting a ton of damage on here, but the response from CCS has not been up here either. So down goes Lampico. They are going to get the key or the fort wall. Not the fort wall. Oh, Silver Jackal goes down. Primary Medio has to be careful there. So CCS is going to come out ahead on experience here. And the bottom lane is more powerful than the top lane, but they've got to finish this fort, otherwise they are going to find themselves in a bad stop. But Morales probably attacked the Leo because Leo was rude. And Morales was like, we don't deal with that. Pow. And then the fort was like, yeah, but the game rules say, now I get to shoot. So experience super even. I forgot to pull up talents, but here are the talents, my friends. Johanna over there creating some trouble. It looks like CCS gets this camp because the members of Fountain Snipers are in other lanes. Alright, so double camp bottom that Fountain Snipers now has to deal with. Sorry for the cough, I didn't make it fast enough to my face and my boomstick. Tyrael having to back up for mana. CCS ripping down another wall here. I would like to see them more just focusing on soak right now than just having this one wall, but And Sylvanas finishing off the top wall so that the shots from the temple will not have to go onto that. But CCS is allowing the experience to even back up. I don't know that I love that. Osprey tanking a lot of damage there, commits the Iron Skin. Half of the fort is down there, but experience now in the favor of Fountain Snipers. You can see that minion experience, a 2,000 point deficit, which is massive. So CCS quickly getting onto this middle temple. What is the middle temple? I don't know the names of the temples. It's a snake. This is really bad of me. Can I ping the temple? I can, but it doesn't tell me the name. So mid fort does go down. CCS is holding on in there. The top temple, which that one looks more like a crocodile to me. That one is hammering away on the mid fort wall. 4 members of CCS do rotate top. They are going to be able to finish this channel on the top temple as well. So we're going to say the snake temple in the middle went all the way to CCS. The crocodile temple went half to Fountain Snipers and then a little bit to CCS. And CCS still a little bit behind on experience with the Zeratul soaking that whole time. Though Tyrael has the most experience soaked. That seems odd to me, but sure. CCS working on a third fort to go down, trying to have the passive experience perhaps catch them up. They are backing up. They do have a lot of map presence right now prior to the medevac coming online because of Lucio and Speed Boost, and even Lunara's Hoppity Hop. Hippity Hop, whatever. She didn't take that talent, so I don't have to have the name exact. Brief pause for a cough. And CCS does get one more fort. Primary Meteo does go down. Osprey's rather low. They need a boogie on out of dodge. Speed boost going. And the Zeratul is double soaking. And I think that's going to be very dangerous for CCS because they are so far behind the 10s right now. And they're going to have potentially Juice Pirates and be down on experience. So that's tough. Now, the Juice Pirate may be such that they then get enough kills to have that level lead equal back up pretty quick. But Fountain Snipers did a lot of work for CCS on this fort, or on this camp, just to abandon it. But I would like to see the Auric double soaking here. 10s are committed. We do see Sank, Medevac, Wailing Arrow, Wrath of the Berserker, and Void Prison. And there they go. They're headed to top keep. CCS is getting back super late for this. So the keep will fall, but so CCS does have clean lanes, but they don't have a top keep. So it looks like they are now rushing the boss. They're pausing in the mid lane. I think if they're going to go boss, they just need to get there. But they are now ahead on experience thanks to the kill experience of 4,000 bonus coming back their way. Medevac is up. We do have a long time on Sank. And here they go. They're waiting for it. CCS is backing. Yes. Yes, there they go. Cordona got interrupted. They don't have Sank, though. now they don't have Zeratul. They don't have Sylve. They don't have Morales. Tyrael goes down also. And before the core shielding is down, all 5 members of Fountain Snipers, I think that you've got to either plan a juke or wait for the sync. But right now, the members of CCS have to be very careful. They will get this bottom keep. They have equalized the map in that regard. But they need to keep eyes on the members of Fountain Snipers. Oh, big entomb. Sonya in a weird stuck spot there. She does get stunned by the boss. The core is starting to lose shielding. Sonya goes down. Osprey is down, misses the blessed shield, but the core health is falling, and no one is dealing with this double catapult and cannon, and siege giants. And the Greymane damage is extreme, 19%. The minions are stopping everything, plus the VP on the core, but this is a Juice Pirates, which was well fought, but sadly, there was too much pressure for Juice Pirates to win. So well played by the side of both teams, but particularly the winners, in this case, Creepy Crawly Spiders. All right. Oh no. Yes, wait for the program to respond. Whew. All right. Thought my heroes crashed there. So, gotta put the respect for Fountain Snipers being willing to run Juice Pirates when death is on the line. And now we are at least going to see what Game 4 will look like. We may still see what Game 5 looks like in this series. We don't know yet. Oh, let's see. Are my logos lined up here? No, my logos are way off here. But my logos are accurate, at least. That helps. All right. Well, it was a VP on the core. I missed it at first, Zephy, but that did happen. So CCS taking the kills again. Granted, that's kind of to be expected against a Juice Pirates comp. And Fountain Snipers. Oh, that's true. I don't have a Juice Pirates emoji, Hoku. I should work on that. Yeah, Sonya falling there on the core defense was kind of the last thing that opened the door up for CCS to win that. But respect to Fountain Snipers for the attempt. I'm going to have to blow my nose again. I apologize. I am a little bit surprised to see Leoric as top hero damage dealer in the game for Game 3 there. So, alright, we do have Lobby 4 is up, so I'm going to leave this and head over, and boom. Oh, I am on the right side at the moment. Alright, first pick has again gone over to Fountain Snipers. So update that on my little thing here. All right, so here we are. We're going into Game 4 in this D West semifinal match between number 1 Fountain Snipers and number 4 Creepy Crawly Spiders. Now, Fountain Snipers did make a risky play running the Juice Pirates comp on Sky Temple. It did fail, and so we are still missing some players, and we're getting some extra people in the lobby. I will hydrate, Hoku. I will. All right, we currently have 2 extra people in the lobby per NGS rules. That is not allowed. All right. We have cleaned up the additional people in the lobby. They were not teammates. All right, we are going into the draft. I didn't realize this, but I cannot type to anybody right now in game. All right. Anduin once again banned out. Junkrat once again banned out. Noah Nubarak. I wonder if that means that they're going to play Stitches. All right, while our draft is rolling up here, we'll again do our pseudo intro. Thanks everybody for being here tonight, supporting this match. It is an NGS Division D West match between number 1 Fountain Snipers and number 4 Creepy Crawly Spiders. My name is Valcomer. I am the analyst in Division C, but I do have some friends on both of these teams, and I made it home in time from work. The kids were in bed. The wife is also in bed. She's got the same cold I've got, and I was able to sneak down here a few minutes late, but the teams bought me some time, and here we are on this broadcast. Stukov being the final ban of our pre-ban phase, Arco opting to pick up the Johanna first round this time. So now if my scouting serves me correctly, that means Osprey may move on to something like a Muradin. Ooh, Dahaka by Primary Medio, no Leoric, which had been such an early pick. Auxilium with the Li Ming. I don't mind the Li Ming. I do think that it's something that could have waited to be later in the bans. It now invites perhaps a triple frontline approach from the side of Fountain Snipers, which we have seen. Bring up that beef, make it so it's harder for Ming to get that first reset and easier to perhaps dive the Ming. Our second and third pick, Mephistopheles and Blaze. So, for points that I have no way of giving you, who can tell me what Blaze's first name is? Blaze is his nickname. All right, we're in our mid-ban phase here. Our final ban from Creepy Crawly Spiders is Uther. I wouldn't have expected the Uther. Hoku, I'm sorry that you don't like the lack of Artanis, but not everybody is practiced with him. Artanis is a fine hero, and that is correct. Hoku wins the trivia question. Blaze's first name is Miles. Andrew, unfortunately, there's no points given for second place. But I appreciate you chiming in to confirm, because out of the mouth of two witnesses, will Miles' name be confirmed? Uther being the third ban. Why would they ban the Uther? And then the Varian, we did see Osprey play the Varian in game 1. Gib picking up the Sylvanas, I think that is a solid choice on any map, but I think it works rather well when the objective pushes as well as it does on Alterac Pass. And Rhaegar for Cordona, still leaving the tank position open for Osprey. We will now see our final two picks from Fountain Snipers. We still need a healer. I assume they're going to pick a healer, and I imagine they will pick some sort of sustain auto attacker type, but who knows, they might go with a third meat shield up front. Kerrigan, I wouldn't say exactly as a meat shield, but definitely as a front line, and Malfurion. So the options for cleanse are a little bit more difficult this game for the side of Fountain Snipers, but we really haven't seen a lot of cleanse used in this series, outside of perhaps like a few Rhaegar cleanses in game 1. So maybe we see the Falling Sword from Arco, but I also don't know that they're as worried about something that would need to be this huge cleanse of a CC chain. Yes, Dahaka has isolation. Yes, Dahaka has, the lick for a stun. And Muradin, of course, has his. Now, little thing to note, I do know that Osprey prefers Haymaker. So you can, I suppose, cleanse a Haymaker so that the knockback doesn't exist, but they would still take the damage. I don't know. That would be extremely difficult with a Malfurion. I don't even know if it's possible with a Malfurion. But the stun chain definitely lies in favor of Fountain Snipers. Sorry, I'm missing my timings while I cough. All right. Over here on the side of Fountain Snipers. No. Dang itself. Arco on the Johanna, Silver Jackal on the Mephisto, Mosley on the Blaze, Atomic Onion reprising their role as Kerrigan, and Lampico as the Malfurion. In the bottom lane, looking quite sneaky indeed, is the side of Creepy Crawly Spiders. We have Auxilium on the Li Ming, Gib on the Sylvanas, Osprey on the Muradin, Cordona on the Rhaegar, and Primary Medio on the Dahaka. Fountain Snipers doing the dance up in the mid lane, not finding any opponents there. Muradin is trying to slow down the rotation. He does get that. So a full cannon tower sealed for the side of Creepy Crawly Spiders. Rhaegar might get out with some fancy footwork. Great route. Rhaegar does die. Kerrigan also dies. Neither of them have any quests at level 1 that can be lost. So there is no Gambit. There is no Convection. But man, can you imagine if Rhaegar had a Convection-like talent? And Dahaka and Blaze double soaking away. So far, I would guess Blaze is in the lead. He is, not by a lot, but there's not a lot of bushes for Dahaka to use to travel between those lanes. You got the 1, the 2, and then this huge gap. So CCS on their camp to the right. We do see Fountain Snipers on their camp to the left. Oh, having trouble getting breaths through my nostrils while I'm talking. camp slightly faster for CCS. That's not all bad to have the camp be slower. The only real disadvantage is that it now respawns a few seconds later. But if you can have your camp defend just by your cannon tower and keep the damage off your wall, that can be pretty big. CCS getting a lot of damage put in beforehand. Rhaegar stunned. He is going down again. So that is third blood, which was also first blood because Rhaegar was both of those. So pretty even on the experience so far. CCS now has to deal with this camp. Fountain Snipers is zooming down after the Sylvanas. A little bit of chip damage getting into the wall there. I would have liked to have seen Osprey perhaps tank this camp a little bit farther forward so that the damage wasn't hitting the structures, but fairly minimal overall. CCS did get the better of the camp damage onto that center wall there. Ooh, big jump out by the Muradin for Osprey there. This wave is going to go down pretty quick. Camps back up in 12 seconds and 26 seconds. That was right to left rather than left to right because I'm right-handed, and that's where it was closer to my mouse. Gib being very careful down here. I think that's wise. Perhaps he sniffed out the sinister ambush from Fountain Snipers. We will never know. Ooh, Osprey jumps away. They almost caught him. Fountain Snipers looking for those aggressive rotations. CCS is on their camp. They're already halfway through it, and the camp just now spawning for the side of Fountain Snipers. They are on it quite quickly, but again, there was about that 15-second difference between when the two camps spawned. So experience extremely narrow here between the teams. Small advantage to Fountain Snipers, and perhaps CCS will gain more as Blaze is here in the mid lane. CCS not able to quite catch up with him, getting a little bit of tower damage instead. Blaze is still here trying to create that stun chain. It looks like Cordona is going down again. He did. Osprey is also not long for this world. And so while they did get the rest of this wall, it looks like, ooh, so close. 140 damage on that, and I really shouldn't have clicked that because now I'm going to have trouble ever getting it to clear, so I'll do it this way. With that double kill, Fountain Snipers runs to the objective, starts opening up that prison camp. You can see that cavalry guy just pounding away on the prison gate, saying, I'm going to get out of here. Bruiser camp still pushing in the mid. CCS does have the wave there to help it, but they are opting to close the door on the prison and take an uneven fight. They do get the Kerrigan. Strong call. I would have liked to have seen Fountain Snipers perhaps back away a little bit more, particularly if they knew Mosley was going to be clearing mid. CCS charges towards that prison camp. They do get the objective channeled. Sylv is able to haunting wave away before the damage from the Mephisto is able to get there. So now with 12 seconds left on this channel, there's not really a chance or threat of back camping. It's just about if there's a big enough team fight. Ooh, great engage on the Kerrigan, but the counter engage to shut her down was just too much. So our first objective, our first cavalry camp, is going over to the side of creepy crawly spiders. It's one of those moments where you feel desperate. You feel like you have to go in toward that objective and try to get it shut down. I completely understand the feeling. In this case, it didn't go Kerrigan's way, so Atomic Onion being able to think about their misdeeds there in the Hall of Storms while they wait. But now here comes the cavalry. CCS appears to be prioritizing mid. They've got a decent wave. The cavalry is already there. Os used his thunderclap, which means now he is in for a cleanse, but the root is able to catch him. So with no avatar, he is in fact Haymaker. Oh yeah, that's true. Kerrigan did take a different floor this time. Did not go for the ravaging stacks. I assume that just means that they weren't sure, given the map, that they would get those stacks as easily, so they went for the Primal Grasp, having a second explosion afterwards. So CCS does get the bottom fort, not quite the mid fort. The top one takes about a third of its health and damage. Blaze successfully defending that. CCS charging to the top boss right away. They've already got it about a quarter of the way done. I don't know if Fountain Snipers has sniffed this out. It certainly looks like they are unaware. They are on the mid camp. They did cap that. We see Johanna running up here, trying to figure out, well, they beat us on the camps before. Yeah, they decided to take the boss instead. Big drag onto the Blaze, but no follow-up. I don't know how much this boss gets done. Perhaps it's just more of a distraction. We can see the members of Creepy Crawly Spiders zooming, just zooming to that bottom boss. Dahaka going to try to clear the mid. Oh, I clicked on someone again. So the top boss does get the top fort down to about 20%, but the members of CCS are already halfway done on this. Ooh, Dahaka is going to be able to dig down. I think he wants to dig now. But CCS gets out. Oh, just ripped the Blessed Shield. There's the Blessed Shield. There's the Kerrigan ult. So 2 members of CCS do fall. Kerrigan also falls to the Great Lick from Primary Meteo. So right there, I think if Dahaka had dug earlier, he could have dug perhaps to this top camp in the lane and delayed farther, or if he dug to the bottom camp in the lane, perhaps he could have baited the damage or baited the Blessed Shield onto himself. Big haymaker, but Muradin is in a tough spot here. Long range orb, Muradin jumps away, stunned by the Blaze, which was amazing. That was a great shot, Mosley. If anybody is unaware, Blaze's jet propulsion basically loses to everything, which means if there's something that can throw you off course, the physics of the game is just going to send you to Mars instead. And so for Mosley to have that bottom wall curve the bullet and hit Osprey there, very well done. I don't know how you practice that, because again, the game physics are just so wonky around jet propulsion. Alright, 5v5, camp and bottom pressure in favor of CCS. We did see the root go out, so Malfurion does not have that for a few seconds more. Stunned by Muradin, does catch, but there's no follow-up there. We see the Blessed Shield out. We see the big Durance. Sylvanas just gets out. The Kerrigan falls. This fight is all over. The Li Ming damage gets another and another. DJ Khaled, where are you? We got 4 in a row. You didn't call it out. The camp in the mid lane is taking that mid fort. CCS moves in on the objective. 2.4 seconds left for Fountain Snipers. That's got to be heartbreaking. I thought they had the objective there, but the fight was very difficult for me to call, and I'm sure it was also very difficult to play in the middle of. Alright, I don't know that Fountain Snipers can backdoor. I think they have to take a full fight here and hope that they can either get a kill or enough kills or shut the door in time. Oh, that Dahaka dig. Wow, 0.4 seconds. Oh, the Twilight Dream was interrupted by the Stormbolt. Triple kill for the side of CCS, trading 0 deaths for it. So big team fights here in Game 4 that are just, they feel so razor close, and then one team is all of a sudden taking that razor's edge and turn it into a full victory. We saw that big fight win by Fountain Snipers down on the bottom boss. We've seen 2 team fight wins on this top objective for CCS. Just a brutal match. It's been a great one to watch so far. We do see the cavalry coming. CCS is up 16s now with the lead of getting a couple kills here. Excuse me. So Fountain Snipers, I think, may end up losing one keep. I think if they play it right, they'll save a second one. Oh, Blessed Shield, Haymaker. We see the Durance gets cleansed on one. It catches another. Big Ancestral. Wild team fights here. Just so many abilities going out. We haven't seen the Blaze Bunker yet. There it is. Johanna does go down. Sylvanas super low. Booging out. The 16's advantage. The additional damage of having those additional levels. Paying off for CCS. The bottom keep has fallen. CCS now moving towards the mid keep where there is quite a bit of wave. Oh, Osprey went with the aggressive jump, seeing if he could get that Haymaker. Middle keep has fallen. Fountain Sniper's really on the ropes here, but CCS opting to go for the third keep rather than pushing for core. I think with that much health already off the core, half of it gone, CCS may have been able to finish there, but they decided to back out, be a little bit more cautious. They still are up 16s, even for, if just for a moment. Dahaka started to back, thinks better of it. I don't know that this is a fight you want to take as CCS. I think you bait this boss. And I really wish I could zoom out my monitor or my game just a little bit more for you, but this is all I got. So Fountain Snipers has gone for the boss. CCS backed up to their camp. I would almost like to see them just trade bosses here. They're ahead on major structures 6-0. I don't think you have to fight for this boss. Oh, Fountain Snipers does not have a boss clear comp though, so this is going very slow. Big stun by Mosley. We saw the Blessed Shield Durance. We see the Ultralisk. We see the Twilight Dream. There's the Ancestral. There's the Bunker. The Silver Jackal so low. Does end up going down. Third though, Johanna and Kerrigan going first. And this, oh Mosley, it was so close. This is a tough spot for Fountain Snipers now, with no major structures up. I don't like this boss call if I'm CCS at this point, and I realize I'm always CCS, but if I'm playing on CCS at this point, I leave the boss and go core. After about half the boss, they decide to do that. If I've already killed half the boss, I'm finishing the boss. Because now I've spent that 10-15 seconds on it, I might as well spend the next 10 seconds and have the boss come in. But there's so little health here, and that is game 4 going to the side of CCS. Congratulations. Alright, so CCS wins 3-1 in this semifinal match. That was quite the ending. Yeah, tough one for the members of Fountain Snipers there. They really didn't have the boss damage to take that. And CCS didn't need to be there, but they made it work. They still had that level lead, and 4% doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're doing 4% more damage than the other team, or 8% more damage than the other team, that can be the difference of a team fight. Alright, let's see. Game summary. Here is your damage and kills and all of that. Atomic Onion dying 7 times in our final game. Their Kerrigan looked good throughout, but that last game was just a tough one for Kerrigan. So in this mild upset, CCS has defeated number 1 Fountain Snipers. CCS was the 4 seed team and will move on to the finals. Click it over here to talents. All right. Sorry about that. Had to cough again, as happens. I'm going to look for an interview, but well fought. Congratulations to Fountain Snipers. Great games, great series, a lot of guts, a lot of great plays. The victors of the series is Creepy Crawly Spiders. Being as they are in the CCS Discord, I'm going to cheat and jump into their voice comms.
Yeah.
Invasion!
Oh,
Oh,
even here. Okay.
Okay.
That also works.
That also.
I wasn't in an NGS channel, so I just jumped in here.
Invader.
All right.
I
You are in a
announced it
sacred
really
place.
loud so that way it was clear for everyone.
Uh,
The perks of owning the server.
All right, sorry. I was blowing my nose yet again.
actually, we know how that is because I think just about every single one of us has had
We
some.
are all sick.
We are all sick.
Everybody.
Well, I wasn't talking about your mental states.
I mean, yeah. Well, that was just a given. Like that doesn't even need to be said. We wouldn't even tell you if that we thought that was the case.
All right, my friends. Well, congratulations. I'm going to ask questions to all of you throughout this, but Team Captain Gibb, we're going to start with you. What did you do to prepare coming into tonight, and how did you focus that as a group?
What did I do personally to prepare?
No, the team.
I was going to say,
You're
I
just the
slept a
first
lot and drank a lot
person
of
getting the
tea.
question.
Cordona did a ton to prepare. I mean, we actually, like, I think we scout more than a lot of NGS teams, and we do a lot of preparation. So we kind of had scripted out what maps we wanted, what comps we wanted, and what heroes we didn't want them to have as early as, like, Tuesday. And then we kind of just hone in on that, and things went pretty much how we wanted them to go as far as the maps we played on, the heroes we got, the heroes they didn't get. So, like I said, a lot of that is Cordona. He does a lot of the scouting, most of the scouting. And
Well, Cordona, were you anticipating a Juice Pirates throughout the series? If you did all the scouting?
we were planning to do one at one point.
Yeah.
We considered, we were looking through, it's like, this map's big, if they, like, we know they've played Cho'Gall last playoff match, and it's like, we can show a little cheese, but my thought was, if we're up 2-1 or 2-0, that's when we do it, was my thought kind of going into it.
Because if you're
But then
up
they just ran
2-0,
it, and-
then you pull out the cheese.
Yeah,
When the chips are down.
exactly. But I think the Dragonshire hold and core rush was the best executed defense into conversion this team has done in 4 seasons.
And if you go back and watch the cast, I didn't think you were going to finish. I didn't think you had enough time. I was like, they're going to get the keep and back up, and they need to send Medio to go clear some lanes or something, but you pulled it off.
I thought so too.
I'll be honest,
Gibb
I
was
was
like, Gibb starts like, was it Cordona first who asked if we could go, and then I was like, no. Gibb's like, yes, we go for it.
"We
I
are
was like,
going."
okay, we're going.
I didn't think we'd make it through another medevac, honestly. Like,
No.
they
No, that-
biffed their one, and I
No,
didn't
we're
think
talking
they
about
would.
We're
Dragonshire.
talking on game 2 still.
Oh,
No,
me too.
no.
Oh.
No, yeah, no. Dragonshire was easy. Dragonshire
Yeah,
had
yeah. They still
all
had
the
like
tools.
25 seconds on their res when we took the keep down, so that was an easy call.
Yeah, if you go
I
back and
mean-
watch it, you'll see that I thought only 3 of them were dead, and I was like, I'm not know that they have time, and then, oh yeah, there's 4 of them dead, I can count.
Sonya
And-
died during the take.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that helped a lot.
Yeah. And then we had Wind Tunnel and Entomb, both were just in front of their core to prevent them from doing anything. So that was... But we felt that... We knew that was a home map of theirs. We were expecting to play it. So it was... And they definitely showed it. They were ahead on the macro for most of the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were playing from behind.
Yeah.
So, going into game 2, you had been ahead game 1. You actually got all 3 forts in the first curse. How does the team right the psyche, if you will, and get everybody's heads on straight going into game 2?
A lot of that is Oss this season.
Yes.
we've been a very tilty team in the past,
Yeah.
and he has been very much a calming presence this season. So I think by the time we got to this point in the season, we're not
Mhm.
sweating first losses, and yeah, I think
Yeah, we're
we
not
were.
letting it
Oh no,
get to
my
us
cat's
like
on my
before.
keyboard.
Classic.
That's not
Classic
in this
experience of the
division.
season, too.
Cats on my keyboard is in Div B.
Oh, okay.
So, Medio, hopefully I'm saying your name right.
Okay, Oz calls it.
there's a whole story behind that. Just pick one and go with it.
We call it Mateo.
Well, I used Medio the whole game.
It's okay. So the story behind that is that I tried to do primary meteor and it didn't work, and because it was one letter short, so I just went with primary Meteo. So honestly, just pick one and go with it. We picked Mateo. So
3 games of Leoric, early pick of Leoric every time. Game 4, the switch to Dahaka.
Well, so the Dahaka we expected to be banned throughout the series. That's something that we've generally played very well with. That a lot of that was so Cordona before had scouted the fact that their Leoric win rate was extremely high, and we do like we have a couple of Leoric comps we run we always run the Stukov with it kind of thing. So it was a case of where Cordona scouted out that they were really strong with it, and we decided that we were going to just prevent them from getting that. So Dahaka was probably more our comfort. Leoric was a little bit more of a deny. And on Alterac, it's just such a huge map that Dahaka is also particularly strong with the objective because of the way his swarm ticks work. So it makes it a lot easier to pick that hero for that map over Leoric.
He can hit everybody with ticking damage instead of just one person.
Well, it's crit. It's crit. Like, because the objective causes everything to crit. Every single tick crit.
I see. We're not
So
talking about opening or closing the door. We're talking about when pushing with the objective.
Yeah, when pushing with the objective, he's almost unstoppable, especially like 1v1, because he can drag you in. He crits with every single tick of his swarm. He's critting with every auto. If you actually start hitting him, he heals, and every single one of his heal ticks crit. So he just becomes unstoppable as long as he's in that field.
Nice. Cat, it felt like Auxilium. It felt like the Anduin was trying to keep you off center. You healed for half the games. You damaged for half the games. Do you feel like the Anduin was against you?
Not at all. I've played. I mean, last season I was purely damage. And we've run damage comps this season before too. I didn't think we expected the animal was gonna be banned every time, but we figured there would be some sort of healer ban. So it didn't actually feel like being choked or anything. I mean, we had a little bit of a discussion of what we wanted to do if we weren't doing the Stukov or the Anduin, which is obviously bigger healers. So that's why we put me on damage sometimes, because Cordona is also a lovely healer, as we saw. So it's nice to have that diversity in the team.
Now, I was expecting a reprise of the Orphea. I thought the dirty bathtub comp in Game 1 worked rather well several times. They just got a couple of good team fights late, but you guys actually out-killed them in Game 1. Ming early, was there any worry about triple frontline, extra dive, something like that coming against you?
Not really, no. I like Ming on that map. Also, a lot of a lot of the team fights was just a lot of stuff going on. They're all dive, blow up. And Orphea wants to be kind of in the middle of the fight, especially the way I play her with chomp resets. So Ming just felt a safer option, and also just good for stalling on the map and overall in general.
Objective poke, which we never actually did, but theoretically,
which we didn't do. Theoretically, the objective poke. Yeah, and Gibbs said to pick it up early, and I was like, sure, okay, and then we did.
Yeah, I feel like the game that you were as a team probably the most difficult one was Dragonshire, which of course you had the comeback victory on. But Cursed Hollow, I would say, was a comeback victory for Fountain Snipers. Sky Temple was, as a Juice Pirates aficionado, there's a couple things that I would have loved to see them change if they wanted to make their Juice Pirates work. Congratulations, you guys did a lot of damage, got a boss, their Juice Pirates failed, you won with the boss. So, I guess my question is, for that, who designed the Juice Pirates defenses?
Yeah, I would say. Given Cordona both. knew
Yeah,
what to do.
well, so we actually went over Juice yesterday. So
2 days ago?
2 days ago?
Yeah,
2 days
it
ago.
is good, I think.
2 days ago, yeah. So it was fresh in our minds. We all kind of knew what to do.
Like we played a juice game, like in Storm
And-
League. Like
and-
we did
and-
it.
And Mateo called like right off the bat, like if they get on our core, I can use Entomb to get them off, which I think he did.
Yes, it was a very good Entomb.
Yeah.
We did get on
like,
board.
we were already like in the mindset for Juice. So as soon as they picked the Morales, we were like, all right, they're juicing, and we immediately started talking about how do we counter this, how do we stop this,
Yeah.
like what do we do?
See, and when they picked the Tyrael and Sonya, I was like, oh, they're going to do Judgment Leap. They did Judgment last game. So I definitely think they were trying to mind game a little bit, having run a Tyrael on Dragonshire.
And it was very successful as a mind game because we banned Tyrande because it's like, oh, we want to prevent a healer from following up on that engage.
Yeah, we thought they were doing a Leap Judgment too. Yeah.
So, all right. Osprey, blink if you're going to answer any questions. Osprey has long denied interviews within basically anything. So I
He's
understand.
only here so he won't get fined.
Yeah, he's here so he won't get fined. So if Osprey's not going to answer, we're going to ask everybody else, and that is, do we like the Haymaker from Osprey, or do we want him to switch to Avatar?
Ask me after the season. I have an answer, but ask me after the season.
I don't think there was
Osprey
actually a
has
lot
been a
of times
big,
that Avatar
role.
would have saved him, and I'm still on that screen. So yes, he died 3 times, but Cordona died 4, and
Yeah,
there was
that's because
definitely
I
Well, that's the
times
thing.
in,
Old
like,
City
90
Cordonas right there.
seconds.
definitely some fun haymakers. So I hope that we continue with the Haymaker. I think there's some hidden value that a lot of people don't see there, but Avatar is the easier ult of the two, generally speaking. But big team fight wins. There was a lot of great stuff there. I hope y'all watch the games, but we'll give everybody a chance to do some quick shout outs. Gib, as captain, we're going to make you go last, and we're going to otherwise start at the top of my screen, which is Medio. You're up first.
I mean, Shadow's got to be the team. I don't know. Also to to you guys for setting all this up. It's really cool to be able to be a part of something like this. So thank you guys for that. Thank you for everyone who makes this happen. Yeah.
All right, Auxilium, you're up next.
Yeah, same. Thank you for casting. Obviously, it was a lot of fun. We assumed no one was going to cast our match tonight, so that was a pleasant surprise. To the team, as always. To Savior, who was willing to step in for us if Oz was not able to make the earlier start than normal. He didn't have to, thankfully, but thank you for being willing to do that. Yeah.
Perfect. Cordona, you're up next.
All right. Shout out to Div D as a whole because like Div D West was the most. I said this last week too, but Div D West was the most balanced NGS division I've ever been a part of in 8 seasons.
Nice.
Overall, every team took wins off of teams much higher seeded than them. It was really nice week to week seeing who won which matchup and how did that work out. It was really great, and shout out to the CCS organization as a whole that fielded 3 teams in said division. one of whom we sadly had to step over to get to the finals.
Yes.
All right, Os, blink if you're going to give a shout out. Otherwise, we're going to give it back to Gib. All right, I don't see any blinks. Gib, you're up.
Well, I think that I would be remiss if I didn't shout out your mother and the mother of Wits and the reason that you're the man today. So as a CCS captain, I have to shout out Valk's mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also I think without exception, it may be 1 or 2, but I won't name names. But all of our opponents this season have been really cool. No, I mean, like,
Except
people
that
don't have
1
to
or
be,
2
you
that's
know?
going unnamed. You might not be
They-
cool.
They know who they are, but other than them, everyone's been really cool. All the communication with all of the other captains, getting schedules set up, and then lobby chat, the good lucks before the game, the well played after the game. It's been a really, really cool season and a really cool div. So I think everyone deserves a lot of credit in this whole div for making it such a positive experience this season.
Nice. Well, congratulations, my friends. It was a marvelous match to cast. Definitely lots of excitement on both sides. Well played to both sides. Go and enjoy your victory. I will jump out of your Discord so that you can have your privacy back.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 All right. Well, my friends, we're going to wrap things up. We are going to do a raid, but as is tradition for me, thank you all for being here. My name is Valcomer. This has been NGS Division D West. This is the the semifinal round. Next week will be the Coastal Finals. I know Creepy Crawly Spiders is there because we just watched that. I don't know who the other team is that's in the finals. If you want more information, check out nexusgamingseries.org. If you want to learn more about me and CCS, I promise you can find some stuff there, and we can get you a Discord invite if you'd like to either NGS or CCS. But again, my name is Valcomer. My traditional shout out, hi Mom. Have a wonderful night, everybody.